Right, welcome to, should we call this day one?
Day
Day uno. This is day one of our filming schedule. So, for the past month or so, I've been working on a script, and then I've been also working with Quinn to create a short film, basically. And today is the first day of shooting, so I thought I was going to do a BTS behind the scenes. So once the film has gone out, these can then follow, and then anyone that was interested in how we did things and how we made things, you can see how. But today is right now we're going to go out and buy the last remaining bits of props that we need, and then I think a bit later on we'll start shooting. I guess we can spoiler it now because this won't be going out until after. Yeah, so if you haven't seen it, go and watch it. I'll throw it up in a card up at the top here somewhere, and I'll also put it in a link in the description. But today we are shooting timeline 1, which is the sort of like the later stages of Oliver's journey. But yeah, so today we're shooting the bits where he is in the room and he's sort of coming to the realization, like the smog is coming into the room and it's sort of like taking over, and he's sort of going a bit. This is after the bits where the twin comes in, and this is the bit where he sort of eventually comes to the realization that he can't give up hope, and he needs to get his act together basically and head out and find Jess. But yeah, we're off to get our props and stuff now. Alright, let's move. Okay, so I forgot to film while we were in B&M buying a load of crap, but we seem to have got enough amount of crap for filming. I will go through it all in a second. Right now we are setting up the scene. So we're setting up the scene, so it's going to be set in my bedroom, but I need to tidy it up and get it sort of ready for this particular scene. It is so hot, I am sweating. It's currently 23 degrees. What is that? I thought I said 36 then. Oh! So it's currently 23 degrees, and then the max is 28 degrees, which will be hitting in an hour. Oh, we're going to have the fan on and turn it off when we hit record.
I'll turn the fan on.
It's got one here as well, but when we're recording here we'll have to turn it off. Anyway, let me tidy all this up and I'll be right back. Okay, we've got it set up so far. So this is going to be the set basically. So this is the well, it's not actually completed yet because the bed frame needs to be up against the door for this particular timeline, but we still need to go in and out of the door at the moment. The mattress up there, we're going to shove duvet down there because it needs to look like a botched sort of like survival sort of thing. We're just about to test the smoke machine to give this sense of the radiational smog, which sort of in a sense makes Oliver go a little bit insane, insecure sort of thing. So at the moment I am just about to set up smoke machine, so it's little Quinn's stuff, but this is a little smoke machine we've got here, throwing smoke machine fluid into there. Quinn's setting up the survival kit, the little emergency cache, which I'm going to put into my DJI Osmo Pro Pelican case, because it has that sort of rugged look that I sort of wanted and it looks like a modular pack that, you know, in the event of emergency you grab it and go to your emergency, say, bunker or something, but in this instance it's too late for Ollie to do that, so that's why he is stranded in his bedroom or in his apartment. So yeah, let me just fill this up and I'll get back with you.
Small,
Well, it doesn't need to be massive, does it? Right, let's test it. Is there? Oh wait, have I even turned the switch on the wall? No, I haven't.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
Yeah. It might take some time to turn on.
The LED is not coming on.
Is it turned on?
No, I can hear the other fan.
Let me turn this fan off. Sorry.
Something's burning. There you go.
Probably need time to turn on.
Jesus Christ, that comes out ferociously.
Yeah. I suppose you just walk around the room and, you know.
Oh, there we go, the switch is on. Right, let's turn it off now. Get ready for the fire alarms.
No, I don't think they'll go off at all. Get some water vapor.
So that is proper light.
That's pretty cool. I don't
It's
think
cool.
You might not see it on camera. I know you did, it was more foggy. That's right.
Huh? You getting that one?
Yeah, if I get a bit more.
That's definitely not. That's quite cool. Well, what we could do is we'll set that up there. I mean, it does make some noise, and that's a problem for filming audio. But if we get all the smoke about, then throw that fan in. Well, the fan will make noise anyway. We can then force it across for when he throws the mattress up.
I'm going to get it record.
So it's got that sort of.
Is that more foggy?
It does.
You look at the ground, isn't it foggy? It also looks foggy up as well.
I might have to crack some windows open though.
Yeah.
Right, for now. Alright, Alright, so the smoke machine is working nicely. Now what we're doing is we are taking off the packaging for the tin cans. Oh, look at all that shit. Right.
That's not the first one,
Now look how much more survival that looks. And then what we've written on the bottom is what's actually in them. But we'll probably write on the actual fascia something different, so it looks more like, you know,
not
like.
eating fruit every day.
So yeah, so I'm not eating fruit. Quinn said I have to get spam, but as much as I like to get into my character, I'm not eating spam. So I said, if I have to eat spam, make sure he's filming it, so when I throw up, we can put that in the film and make it real legit. Ugh, spam. Ugh. Just getting that sorted. Then we've got ourselves a water container. There's this little beauty. Now this holds 5 litres. Now the idea of using this is, hold on, let me. So that's what it looked like erected. That will hold the water, so he'll fill this up from the sink the morning after the blast, and then throughout his survival, this will go down and 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 down until the point where he's literally got nothing left. It's running dry, and he goes to fill it up at the sink, but there's no more water left because all the reserves are gone. So that is that. We're then also going to use Big Light. We use Big Light, which is this one here. Use Big Light. That is going to be constantly on. We're going to turn down the ISO so it's not so bright, and then we're going to place some candles around, which we'll use as the actual light. Oh, Quinn, didn't get a lighter or matches? No, because when do I use a lighter or matches? we need to. So we need to get some matches. I legit don't have anything that could light a candle. And then, so yeah, we're going to use candles as the lighting, and then I've got an aperture light which I'll use to fill in any areas that are too dark that I want to put light in. But this will be the main light, and I might get something to diffuse this, put like something around it or something like that to diffuse it. You've done all the candles and stuff then? Right, we need to sort out the audio, because I'm thinking so we're going to use the Rode Video Mic Pro on top of the 60 as like secondary audio, and then we're going to use the NTG2 off the H4 Zoom H4n, which I'm either going to put onto a C-stand, or I might even hang from the ceiling straight down, so the mic is sort of like here-ish, which allows Kieran to focus on the camera work rather than have to worry about the both of them. Just need to remember when we perhaps record, it goes into preview and then record, because we'll be so tamping if we realise we haven't properly recorded it. Hence why we'll have backup audio anyway. But luckily it's not a speech-driven story narrative, is it really? It's more of a visual. Because I've written the script with a lot of speech, but a lot of the speech I will turn into action rather than speaking. But the reason I wrote it speaking is just easier to do it that way. So it's sort of like the characters doing a lot of exposition, explaining the story. That's more so from my point as filmmaking, that I know what it was I was trying to get across, and then I'll turn that speech into motion. We are getting there, we are getting there, this is going to be good. Just gotta get some matches, I guess, then. Okay, so I've now got some matches for the candles, and then I've brought these little like sticky clips, and when you pull the tab it removes it without leaving like a mess or anything like that. So what I've done is I've hung the mic off the ceiling, so most of the action will be filmed around about this sort of area. And just before we move on, doesn't that look like a low budget porno set? That's not this sort of film, I can guarantee you, so please keep watching. Or maybe that will make you keep watching. So we've got that set up, we've got the mic set up there, we've got a separate C-stand just in case we want to move the mic to a different location. That'll be set there. Got another clip as well to put up if I need to move the mic around. Got a little aperture light there, put some kitchen roll to diffuse the light a bit more. Then got the emergency pack, I'll have to put that bottle in. Got the smoke machine, we've got different candles that are going to give like the atmosphere. And then I'll remove that fan and stuff. Well, the fan's out of shot, so it's no big deal. But when the camera and stuff moves down, that camera won't be in there. The bed also technically needs to be against the door as well for this particular timeline, for this particular scene. And then the mattress needs to be back up by the window. But the reason I moved it down so it wasn't warping. Now it's just doing test shots before we get into it. Kieran, what's the time? 2:45. So if we can get everything, because I want to be shooting when it gets a bit darker, so the roads are a bit quieter. So we'll probably start, it's 2:45, so we'll probably start shooting around about 5, half 5, something like that. I don't want to be shooting too late into the night, because especially scenes where I have to be a bit loud, a bit screamy or whatever, I'd rather not do it while the neighbours are asleep. I'd rather do that while they're at work or something like that. So yeah, but anyway, just do some test shots and stuff now, but everything is pretty much good to go. Good to go.